Hi everybody, it's Miss T with Miss T's Truth again, and I know I said I didn't have anything else to share for the evening, but actually I do. Um, I got on Real Housewives again, and Real Housewives just drives me crazy. And the reason that it drives me crazy is because, oh, before I get started, if you're new to my channel, then go ahead and subscribe, and then like or leave a comment at the end. I just don't understand. Okay, I understand a little bit why some of the people on the show kind of cater to Nene. Okay, so if people don't know, I'm not a Nene fan at all. I can't stand her guts. I really can't. I mean, I love her in the name of the Lord, but her, the person, I just can't stand. I can't roll with, baby. She's a mess. She's an absolute mess. And of course, because I've dealt with a narcissist before, I know that's exactly what she is. She exhibits all the behaviors. But even still, the part that kills me about narcissists, it almost seems like they win a little bit, because they have their flying monkeys and all that jazz. The part that kills me, people that were Nene's biggest fans are starting to turn on her. But even still, it's almost like they're scared to stand on what they know. Like me, I said, Nene is trash. She been trash since the beginning of the show. Yes, some parts she was entertaining, as far as some of her jokes and some of the way. Yeah, she does have a good catchphrases. She can. I mean, we still say to this day, "I said what I said." And I hated that she said that, because in that moment she was talking to Candy, disrespecting her mom. And the part that kills me about Narcissist and Nene is do unto me as I don't do to you. Like, oh, I'm going to do it to you, baby. But you dare even think about doing it to me. And it's like, it's got to be fair. Like, and where they do that at? Like, you can't just disrespect my mom and I can't disrespect your mama. Now come on now, everybody knows mamas are off limits. And then to still say, oh, yeah, I did it, I disrespected her, and that's what it is. And she does this crap to people and expects them to just get over it. It's that get over it condescending attitude that she has that just drives me nuts. But people can do the smallest thing to her little stinking butt, and then she wants to sit up there and have an attitude, and it's like, they need to have the same approach to her as she has to them. Like, yeah, I did it, and what? But as soon as you do that to her, then she just acts more reckless than she already does, and it's just like, ain't nobody got time for you and your childish behavior at 52, because her and Cynthia are the exact same age. But you would never believe it because she acts like she's about 3 years old. And I'm not surprised, because I've always known since I've watched the show who she was and how she was, and I just couldn't figure out who was worse. As I knew I didn't like Kim, and I knew she was racist, but sometimes I didn't like Kim even more than I didn't like Nene, and sometimes I didn't like Nene even more than some of the other people, and then sometimes, it just depended on what was going on. But Nene has always had a mean undertone, an evil streak, and it's never been nice. It's just been funny to people. And then let me say this. This is the part that also kills me. I've learned since I read Caesar, the Shakespeare play, that people are the most fickle things in the world. Because one minute they're piping you up and, oh yeah, you good, yeah, you the hottest thing since sliced bread. And in the next minute, those same people are tearing you down. And like me, I like to be, I like to keep up with what I said. And if I say I don't like you, It's very rare that I'm off of my of how I feel about a person when I assess their character. And I knew Nene from the beginning. I'm like, she funny, but nah. But everybody else was just falling into her little charms. And that's the thing about narcissists. They're very charming. Very charming. And how long has this show been on? And Nene has just started to piss people off. So that goes to show you. I mean, and she has been like this the whole entire time. And people are just catching on. And even the people that are catching on, like I said, they still don't really give it to her like they need to. Like, I just don't understand how somebody that wicked and mean-spirited can still have a following. I mean, just look at how she treat her own. When that lady got up on the couch and sat up there and said, if I didn't travel, Greg wouldn't be eating. Everybody just looked. They knew it was a terrible, disgusting, despicable thing to say, but they didn't really give it to her. Like, Andy don't give it to her. Nobody really comes for her like they need to. Tell her, no, you are wrong. And the stuff that you doing, it ain't cool. It ain't hot. It ain't cute. It ain't funny. It's just whack. And you need to have several seats. You know, and then she never, that's another thing about narcissists. They never own their behavior. You know, whenever you finally get on her, because everybody in the world knows you don't hit a pregnant woman. So what she did in that closet, you know, they don't want to speak about. And then when they finally touch on it, she's like, because she knows she's thoroughly wrong. You don't touch a pregnant woman. And she actually did that. You know how just vile that is? And so the second, when narcissists, the second that you crouch upon something that they know they in the wrong, and there's no way that they can sneak their way up out of it. There's no way they can charm their way up out of it. There's no way they can dazzle and bedazzle everybody to believe that they weren't wrong. Then they want to sit up there like how Nene is doing. I don't want to speak about it. Don't push me. I have a nervous breakdown. You know, they want to just go all nutty, you know, and all she did was deflect. She wants you to get on up off the fact that she, with her disgusting self, hit a pregnant woman. Who does that? So, if it ain't nobody else out here just really clowning this cat, I'm a clowner because it's wrong. She's despicable. I mean, filthy, pure filth, trash. I just, you know, and like what Cynthia said, her character speaks for herself. You know, all the things that she's done, everybody can see. You could go back to season 1 all the way up until season 11, and look and see. I mean, even remember when she was when they had the who was that? The psychiatrist on, and everybody was in the counseling session. Everybody wants to say, "Oh, they're ganging up on Nene." No, no, they were finally getting in Nene's butt and telling her like it T.I. is, and she couldn't hang. That's exactly why she walked out. And it's just, I don't even know where I was going with this. Nene makes my blood boil. She really does. You know, especially too because there's people out here like her. And you know the worst part, the worst place that they're in is 2 places. They're the worst places that narcissists are. Church and work. I'm not for sure I've met some at church, but I for sure have met a few at work. And baby, when I tell you, they make your life miserable. Okay? Yes, they do. You sit there and just, and don't let them be possessed with the Jezebel spirit. Baby, when I tell you, you win for it, okay? The fight of your life. I had to deal with it, and Thank only for the blood, but the blood of God that saved me and carried me through, because it makes you think you crazy. They do a lot of gaslighting. They, turn people against you. And the people, even though they know that person is crazy, even though they know that person is wrong, has bad behavior, they still, for social hierarchy needs, they still cater to this cat. And usually that person is charming and charming enough to get into a higher position or be the second in command, or the boss's right hand man. So that way you don't really have no protection. How you gonna go up against the person that the boss like? And so when they have that type of authority, they just continue to mess with you over and over and over and over again, because they can. And that's what Nene does. Oh, yeah, I'm in good with Andy. So, yeah, you got to cater to me for your peach. You know what? For me, you got to come to a point where you're like, you know what? You could take this peach and shove it. I'll be doggone if I let you disrespect me how you disrespect me. How she comes at some of them, a lot of them, I'd have to throw them hands, baby. Like, it's going to be me or you. And you better believe it's going to be me. So, I done went all the way off on what I was trying to say. But whenever I get on the topic of Nene and narcissists, this is where I go. So I'm going to end it here. I don't have any ending thoughts to leave you with. I'll just leave you with the video. And that's it, guys. Love you. Have a good night.